everybody, I'm Phillip Blume and welcome to Blume Photography Studios. This video is part of an article in this month's issue of Shutter Magazine, the April travel issue. And travel is absolutely one of my favorite topics. I got bitten by the travel bug when I was a wee lad. I'm only 12 years old, started traveling the world for the first time and took some of my first photographs at that time too. Got bitten by the photo bug as well. Fortunately, it's through photography, through this camera that a lot of you like me probably follows you everywhere you go. It's this tool that really can allow you to travel and maximize every trip that you go on. So using photography, actually maximizing your experiences, minimizing your costs, so maximizing how far your dollars go, maybe even turning a profit. And I want to give you just a few tips on how to do that. So first of all, whenever I'm planning travel, to give you an idea, I'm based here in Georgia, just in a small town, and yet our business we've branded so that it works with clients globally. And so in order to make those trips happen, I'll always schedule my calendar around what I call anchor events. That means that I'm going to look at my calendar at the beginning of the year and I'm going to put everything on my calendar that I wish I could do, not just pipe dreams, but I'm going to put photo conferences that I want to go to. I'm going to put, during open days I have, I'm going to put ideas on there about people I would like to visit. How many of us get to visit the people who we love, friends, family who are abroad? And so first I start with those anchor events, and that at least gives me a visual idea. Here are some things that I could do. It would cost a little bit of money, and it would take time away from work. That'd be difficult. But could I use these events as an anchor event? And that's going to lead us to step two. So step two is to create a model call. If you're a portrait photographer, this is not a hard thing to do. Go into your database of your past clients. If you're a wedding photographer like I am, portrait photographer, senior photographer, go into that list and email your list and asking for them to model the ones you would like to use to increase your brand image. Use those faces that you want. And you might be surprised. This last trip that I made to the Grand Canyon, I put out that call to our client base and found out, yes, we have clients who were actually thinking about going to Arizona, and they have friends there they wanted to visit, and they came for a destination portrait shoot, served as models for me, and I was able now to not just go to Arizona for a conference that I wanted to, but didn't think I would be able to. I was able to go and while I was there have a photo shoot, build my portfolio. So the trip already you can see is becoming more valuable. Step three, I call join a new family. Eileen and I have made a list of everyone we know everywhere in the world, and it amazed us how much family and friends we have scattered in any city we go to. So try that. Try to find out where are places that you can go. On this trip to the Grand Canyon, I actually connected with a cousin I had never met before. Loved meeting him, staying with his family, playing with the kids. You know, this is family that I haven't even met before this. So that just added a huge personal aspect to this trip for me and added value to it yet again. If it's not family or friends that you can find in a place that you're going, how about connecting with local vendors? So think of that as another step of your trip. I call it exploring local flavor. Go in and at least a couple times enjoy, splurge a little bit, enjoy the local flavor, enjoy a nice restaurant, stay in a nice hotel, some iconic place in the city, wherever you're going for one night, and maximize that one experience if you're a photographer by taking photographs. Photograph that amazing hotel to the best of your ability. Photograph your plate, do a little food photography, get some tips before you go in and try to do it well. And use that as portfolio when you get home. If you photographed, your plate at this 5-star Brazilian restaurant in Brazil, and you bring that home as your portfolio, don't you think you could get a little side business showing that to restaurants in your area who might want you to photograph their menu? So think of those things as you travel. Maximize that. Even your Airbnb host. They're unlike Hyatt Hotel or someone, are unlikely to have a really great photographer who they would happily repay in some kindness if you did that for them. Determine a personal project. While I was at Grand Canyon, I simply took nature and nature and landscape photography and created a calendar that we then were able to sell online. And not only do I love putting together the calendar each year and coming up with a new idea, but last year we were able to sell that to raise money for our adoption, which was hugely helpful. And you can just see how you can bring personal aspects into your travel as well. Now, if you're a photographer like me who does a lot of travel, think about connecting to sponsors. I like to surf Instagram, and I see these people who do nothing for a living other than post, get a lot of followers and post the items they use and the jeans they wear and the spatula that they flip their pancakes with. As a photographer, if you're doing great work, go ahead and talk about the items, the tools you're using to do that. You might connect with a brand as well. And I know we found really great relationships with those we use. While I was in the Grand Canyon, I simply did some videos like this showing the gear I use. And I know they weren't paying me for that, these brands, but they appreciate it, and it increases our relationship. A few bonuses. I just want to talk about just a bonus tip that I'd like to leave you with is to remember to document everything as you go. Remember, it's not just the photo shoot and the finished images and the final cold favorite images that are worth traveling for. People love to follow a person who can sort of share a lifestyle with them, has kind of a reality TV thing going. So showing behind the scenes, the trip itself is actually a product that you can deliver to an audience. It helps potential clients to connect with you, and they can imagine themselves working with you, being in front of your camera when they see you at work. All of these are really valuable things for your brand. So I just want to encourage you, do that, but don't live your trip through your lens. You know, when you get to a new place, shoot a few angles, just use your iPhone. That's what I do. I pull my iPhone out, I'll get some angles, some behind the scenes footage, slip it back in my pocket and enjoy myself. If you'd like to join us at bloomphotography.com/photographers, we're going to be talking about travel all this month. As you watch this, I am actually not here in the studio. As you watch this, I have by this time arrived in London and Spain, where we're doing some of this creative traveling and work combination as well. And I would love to meet you there and give you some of our other tips for maximizing your travel. So again, I'm Phillip Blume, and I'll see you inside bloomphotography.com/photographers. And until then, have a great month.